What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? It's your guy, G, the number one Cowboy fan. Have to come at you live, direct, and correct with some more news. And here we are on Monday Night Mic'd Up. Give it up. And guess what? I'm not by myself. You know I'm not by myself. So I got two great content creators hanging out with me tonight, and we got some stuff to talk about tonight. So let's give it up for the Clifford, Tarno, and Football Junkie. Give it up. Football Junkie, it was good to have you back, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing real good. Heck yeah.
Just gonna leave it at, you're gonna leave it right there?
Hey, bad day, man. Last Friday was 4th of July, and I had a real good 4th of July, man. Hey, I recorded like 4 different segments on Facebook, man. I should have started it from Instagram and recorded it. But we were just having a great time. We really did. Friends, family, and fun. That's what it was all about on 4th of July. Man.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back to the DFW area. Give it up for Football Junkie. And not only do we have just Football Junkie, but we have the Clifford, the one and only, the Clifford Tarno. Give it up.
Clifford, how are you, gentlemen? How are you?
We are so excited that we're doing, I guess, a pretty decent job for the Clifford to come hang out with us again, Football Junkie. What you think? How you doing, Clifford? How you doing, brother?
Blessed, baby, as always, trying to fight this heat out here in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona area.
Oh wow, yeah, man. That's
Don't worry, man. I'm gonna be out here. Remember, I'm working out here. I'm gonna be working out here for at least a year. This project should be 3 years long. So I'll be home every once in a while. I'll come home every once in a while. But yeah, for the most part, I'm here for a while.
So you're home away from home, basically, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the reason why. Look, man, that's the reason why I got that Texas flag up in the background, baby. Listen. You got to take it with you wherever you go. You got to make sure you're representing that home state. Before I'm done, this office will be nothing but Dallas Cowboys stuff.
Yes, sir.
Anytime.
Yes, sir. That's what's up. What you got, Football Junkie?
I see you representing that Lone Star State back there.
Right. That's right. And with that being said, before we get started, guys, I have to make sure that we get into thanking our subscribers and all those that follow this channel, man. Again, without you guys, this is totally impossible. The algorithm is growing. We're seeing the new subscriber. I want to thank the new subscriber. We're getting new subscribers every week, and that's great. Good to have you guys on board. But again, thank you for being a part of the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Give it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, guys, listen. I know we all been talking about it, and like Clifford is doing. He has the state of Texas banner flag behind him. So we're going to get into something tonight, and we're going to talk about. We're going to continue on the Cavante Turpin, and I know everybody's probably heard about it, but let's just kind of get into a little bit what actually happened. And we're going to from three guys from Texas. We're gonna break this thing down. See, you're not going to hear this anywhere else, but you're going to hear it first with the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Give it up. That's right. You're going to hear it first. So with that being said, let's get into this, guys. So what has been told, and we know about Cavante Turpin, says arrested Cowboy All-Pro with new $18 million contract booked on misdemeanor charges. I said misdemeanor. Misdemeanors, okay? But so let's get into it, because I know, like I said, I was devastated when I heard this, guys. I really was. I'm like, God Almighty, are you serious? Can't we just get through 6 weeks and get to training camp without any news? But so that wasn't the case. But JPA Football reports Cowboys star returner and wide receiver Cavante Turpin was arrested this morning by police on illegal marijuana and gun charges. He was charged with a Class B misdemeanor possession of marijuana and a Class A misdemeanor unlawful carrying of a weapon. So we can get into this. Basically, it says Cowboys Turpin signed a 3-year contract extension worth up to $18 million following a breakout 2024 season in which he led the league in total kick return for 904 yards average per return. So, guys, so let's get into this, man. And I've already kind of voiced my opinion, Football Junkie. So I kind of want to hear what you got to say about once you heard about this, and you know, again, we thought it was going to, quiet is going to be kept until 6 weeks, but here we are. So give us your take on when you heard about it and what do you think is going to take place. And well, we'll talk about what's going to take place, but just give us your thought when you heard about it.
Well, when I first initially heard about it, I was like, okay, what's really going on? Uh, what's the seriousness of this situation, and what was the meaning behind him? Having a weapon with him, and also having his joy smoke with him as well. At the same time, knowing that man, you're a representative of the Dallas Cowboys, and
Mm,
how you go about representing the Cowboys, it goes a long ways from East Coast to West Coast. It
right.
just it runs and drives deep because you basically give mass media ammunition to poke at you, and not just you, but also the team itself. But and then I saw that both of them was misdemeanor charges and stuff like that. And we know what the characterization of the possession of marijuana here leads in the metroplex of Dallas and whatnot. Is like basically anything under 3 to 4 ounces is considered a misdemeanor. So that right there within itself, that's out the window almost basically, and then the firearm as well being a misdemeanor. And then when I look at it, what made it a misdemeanor? Was it because he had marijuana with it, or was it that that is it registered? Because in the state of Texas, according to you having a firearm in your vehicle, long as the registration on the firearm and the registration of the vehicle matches, it's all good. So I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many different variables to this right here. But
Yeah.
though being that they're misdemeanors, they're misdemeanors.
And listen, let me say this. We're not trying to uh sugar. I mean, we're not trying to get him off. We're not saying Cavante Turpin didn't do anything wrong. We all know that he's done something wrong. We're not trying to cover up for him and say, we're just going to, go on about our business and not deal with this. But Cliff, again, share with us, once you heard about it, and what are your thoughts about, where we are with this situation?
Being born and bred from Texas, being a licensed carrier myself, and I am licensed, I have to know what rules to follow and what rules not to
That's
follow.
right. Yeah.
Right.
So
Hold
if you've read the police report, it was 2 ounces of marijuana, which four is the limit, by the way, for a misdemeanor,
Yeah.
and it was an unholstered 9 millimeter in the back seat, not
Yeah.
even on his person.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, Texas law. And this is what can hurt you, though. If you are not a registered state individual, in other words, if you do not live in the state of Texas and you are not registered as living in the state of Texas, that's what can hurt you. It's the Texas law for Texas residents. You have to be a resident of the state of Texas for these laws to go in your favor. These laws state you do not have to have a permit to carry openly. You do not have to have a permit to own a gun. There's a castle law that states that you can
Right.
transport a fully loaded firearm from wherever you are from your house to anywhere else because your vehicle is part of your home. So we don't know if he owned the car. We don't know if, like you said, if it was registered to him. But those are things that don't really matter. Um, I do believe the charge is going to be the fact that because he had a firearm in the vehicle with marijuana is the reason for the misdemeanors. That's where we're going
Right.
to be coming down. You cannot mix the two.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah. That's
have
true. You
you can't
can't.
have alcohol in your
No.
car with a loaded firearm either. So
Yeah.
there's things that people realize. Yes, we are open carry all day. We are pew pew friendly, as people like to say on other
That's right.
platforms. Um, but there's still laws to it, guys. You have
Yeah.
to know what the laws are, and
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why they're both misdemeanors. Neither one of them are it's not a felony charge or any kind of thing like that. So the only thing I am worried about is the fact that if y'all don't remember, in 2018
Yeah.
he was arrested
Domestic.
before, yeah, for at TCU. So I'm hoping that doesn't come back, because he did, That was settled. He did his part and did his time. But this right here is nothing to worry about. I mean, guys, it's kind of like one of those things. If a cowboy's not in the news for getting arrested for something,
It's no
it's
news.
not the normal, right? It's
Yeah.
no news.
Yeah,
So this is an every season thing.
yeah,
Somebody from the Dallas Cowboys gets arrested every year.
yeah. So let's get into some of the laws of Texas. Let's get this deal's Texas, okay? I'm just letting y'all know. Listen, don't mess with Texas. Give it up. But anyway, here's some of the laws. Possession of firearms. A person of any age may possess a firearm, such as a fire at a firing range. Texas and federal law only regulates ownership of all firearms to 18-year-olds of age or older, and regulate the transfer of handguns, like you said, Cliff, to 21-year-olds or older by FFL dealers. However, a private citizen may sell, give, lease, etc. So not only that, but we also want to know. Can it says here's a question: Can I legally carry a loaded gun in my car in Texas? As long as you are legally permitted to own a firearm and the vehicle belongs to you, then the answer is yes. I said yes. You may have a gun. Oh, I gotta quit saying that word. The pew pew. You may
Pew
have a
pew.
pew pew loaded or unloaded in your vehicle in the state of Texas. Here's one more. Can I carry my pew pew in my pocket in Texas? The handgun may be carried anywhere about your persons, etc. Pocket, purse, boots, etc. So long as the hand pew pew is wholly concealed. So there's the information, people. I mean, understand.
God, ounces. It is a misdemeanor, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no pew pew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go away.
Yeah.
If he would have been caught with the pew pew and no ounces, go away.
Yeah. Go away.
yeah,
The problem we have here is the fact that he had 2 ounces with a pew misdemeanors.
yeah,
Misdemeanor.
$1,500, bro. $1,500 is the bond.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It
not
is.
$15,000. It's not 150. We're talking $1,500 is the bond. This is a normal person infraction.
Yeah.
An everyday citizen in the state of Texas or any other state for that matter, infraction. These are misdemeanor charges. The only reason why you're hearing about this is because this dude plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
It's nothing
That's
serious.
it.
And
We can, yes.
it just heightens the algorithm and everything takes place. And I'm a licensed gun pew pew owner, and that's one thing they do tell you. If you plan on being out, well, number one, they don't want you drinking and driving anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Nope.
you're
Right.
caught with your when you have marijuana and a pew pew on you. So, like you say, Cliff, this is why we are where we are.
Real quick PSA.
Yes,
If
sir.
you don't have a license, go get one. It's easy. It
It's
teaches
easy.
you how to use one, hold one, load one.
Yeah,
It protects you.
yeah,
PSA, go get a license.
yeah, exactly. What you got, football?
That other variable too. He could have had his pew pew in the trunk of his car.
It still would have been the 1+1 on that. But if he had it in the trunk, it
It
wouldn't
would
have been seen in the back seat.
exactly,
Exactly. 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 They probably wouldn't even went no further than where it was right there. Because the marijuana, they probably smelt it and asked him, was it
yeah,
where it was at? You know what I'm saying? He showed to him and you know what I'm saying? And then who doesn't know who he is in the Metroplex, pretty
yeah,
much. You
yeah.
know, they probably would just say, man, just go.
Here they would have get the speeding ticket. The speeding
Okay.
ticket is they would because he was doing I think 91 and a 70 or something like that. Listen, I I want somebody to go travel down 20 when you get west of anything or go north of anything. You go from doing I don't whatever's posted plus 15. This we don't
Just to go past the speed limit. Yeah. So, and that's the thing. You put the two together, and by us putting the two together, it just heightened the because at first when I first heard it, I'm gonna tell you right now, I was like, oh my gosh, what has happened? And I'm thinking this is where I was. I'm like, what the crap? And then after things have played out, like what okay, it's possible. But again, the reason we're right here, football junk, is because he had the two, and it's
He
and
had
that,
to do.
that's and that's a class to know the do's and don'ts. Because I tell you, it was very informative to me. I learned some stuff. I'm like, where at the the laws of Texas of carrying pew pews here in Texas. So again, like Cliff said, it's not that big of a deal. But again, football, are you excusing it?
Know about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as small and minute as it is on the landscape with them at that level, whatnot, and that it was nothing of real egregiousness or nothing like that. Nobody's hurt, no harm, no foul. I mean, that's gonna be some tight lipped up situation that's gonna be handled so fast and quick. I mean, you know what I'm saying, in control of the situation, and you know what I'm saying, y'all still have some rank and order to follow around. I doubt it very seriously
And
though.
and all of that, I can see Jerry Jones or somebody actually setting up a course of the do's and don'ts of
Yeah,
pew pew safety. Okay, I can see that happening. Okay, because you like you say, you can't tell these guys you can't. We don't want you to because you
right.
can. It's the law. You can. So if we're gonna do that, and now that this has happened, okay, let's train these kids. Don't hadn't had the class. We're gonna offer this class, and we recommend that you take it if you hadn't been to it. So yeah, I mean, it voiced some concern in the past when we heard about it, but again, now that we break it down for you, for those that's not here in Texas, this is where we are, and to get a better understanding, right? I mean, I think the course was pretty.
I mean,
Okay, well,
but
yeah,
listen,
military.
like there is group settings where you can go do this. This isn't a, go by yourself thing. I
Yeah,
actually did. I actually did a course where I set it up and had somebody come in. And used to it was like a 2 weekend thing, man, back in the day when it first came out. But
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
very good thing. The Cowboys organization can set it up for the players, have it a 1 day class
Hmm.
legitimately, and
Yeah,
and be done with it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you think, football junkie?
Yeah, I agree with Cliff, man. I mean, it's something that just open their minds up to it and what they need to do to protect themselves, to be precautious about what all they do concerning what they're doing on their fun time, downtime, and
Yeah,
stuff and whatnot. I mean, it's to be aware, is to be alive, as I always said, man.
for sure, for sure. Well, there you have it, folks. We thought we'd come on here and kind of share the laws in Texas and how things work around here. I know in some other states it's not that lenient. It's just not that lenient. And but here in Texas, I mean, yeah, you probably think it was the Wild Wild West. You just walk around and you see, yeah, yeah,
I mean, they
pew
got to
everywhere.
understand that we're big about castle laws and hunting.
And that's
And
so
that,
100%.
true. Well, hey, we were just looking at hog hunting. What was that
yeah,
yesterday, right? Football
exactly.
junkie.
Heck yeah.
So we got some cleanup out there on our land. So we
Yeah,
got,
we do.
but yeah, and that has a lot to do with it. But again, audience, this is where we are. We know the situation with Cavante Turpin, but again, I don't think it's going to be anything major that's going to take place. But again, I think we all can agree that they might provide a course for the players to learn more of the do's and don'ts. I guess we can agree on that, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so hey, man, listen, that's our show for Monday Night Mic'd Up. We want to make sure we got on here and share this information with you guys. Football Junkie, do you got anything before we get out of here?
Oh no, man. I just enjoyed being with you guys tonight. Cowboy up. We supposed to have a blast to see.
Oh yeah, that's right. Give it up. That's right. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Cliff, you got any last words before we get out of here?
Be kind. It's not that hard.
Ooh, that's a
Oh yeah.
good one. We need a
Yeah.
lot of that, and love your brother and sister. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
guys. Hey, appreciate y'all. Again, do me a favor before we get out of here. Would you please hit the subscribe button below, hit the like button, and also the notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video is posted. Again, appreciate you guys. Take care, love you, and be safe. We're out. Deuces.